office here in Columbus. You'll be hearing today from Jeff Gamso, who's the legal director for the ACLU of Ohio, and also Katherine Hunt Federle from Ohio State, where she's a professor of law, as well as the director of the Justice for Children Project and the director for the Center for Interdisciplinary Law and Policy Studies. And as you know, we're here to talk about the issue of sexting and criminalizing this behavior, turning Ohio youth, as some seem to want to do, into criminals using laws that are meant to protect them instead of being used against them. And as part of our effort on this issue, we have today sent letters to all 88 Ohio County prosecutors, as well as to all members of the Ohio General Assembly, detailing our concerns about this particular issue and some of the more horrifying proposals and actions we've seen with relation to this. So without further delay here, I'd like to bring up Jeff Gamso to talk more about this issue in the ACLU of Ohio's efforts. Thank you.
Excuse me, good morning, and thank you for coming. You know, we're seeing this not just in Ohio, but all over the country. We've got, you saw in the news earlier this week that a federal judge in Pennsylvania squelched, temporarily at least, the prosecution of 3 girls for sexting. He told them that if they didn't attend the rehabilitation program he had in mind, the educational program he had in mind, that he would prosecute them. The ACLU of Pennsylvania took it to federal court, and the federal judge issued a protective order, at least temporarily, saying, no, you can't do that. It looks like this is improper. And it's improper for 2 reasons, they said. One is you're retaliating, and the other, or it looks like this is just purely retaliatory. And the other reason that it's improper is, you know, I've looked at these pictures, one of which was shown on Nightline the other night, by the way, and you know, it could have been on the 6 o'clock news. There's nothing even close to child pornography about these pictures, or so it doesn't look to me in a preliminary sense. In New Jersey, there is a child who just got, I guess they're bringing charges against her for posting nude pictures of herself on MySpace. And here in Ohio, from one end of the state to the other, we're seeing charges brought, threats of felony prosecutions against children. Some of those cases seem to be, most of the cases that seem to have been adjudicated seem to have been worked down from felony prosecutions to misdemeanors. Other cases are still in the pipeline. Some prosecutors are saying that, well, we're going around and telling people that they can't do this, that it's a crime, and as soon as we've told them, we will enact zero-tolerance policies and bring federal prosecutions against any child who engages in this sort of behavior. You know, here's the thing. These laws that are at issue here, the child pornography laws, are designed to protect children. They're not designed to victimize children. And the people they're protecting the children against are those who would, or they're supposed to victimize. The people they're supposed to protect the children against are those who would victimize them. Not against their own foolishness. Is this ill-considered? Of course it's ill-considered. It's ill-advised. They shouldn't be doing it. That's easy. It's easy for us to say. Children do foolish things. And the remedy for foolish things is not criminal action. And what we're calling on is the county prosecutors, the state legislature, to recognize that the remedy for what is going on in sexting is not criminal prosecution. It is not delinquency prosecution in juvenile court. The remedy for what is for this is education. And you know, in those cases where somebody is truly, objectively hurt, It happens. We have horrible stories. Sometimes we know about the girl who committed suicide. We've all heard about that, who was driven to that. The remedy for that is not, once again, is not criminal prosecution. The remedy is not in criminal courts for people who are simply overreacting and acting foolishly. The remedy there is tort law. The remedy is sue. If you are damaged, you sue. That's what we do in this system. If there's no available cause of action, then that's something for the General Assembly to enact. Educational programs are something for the schools and possibly the school district and maybe the General Assembly to say this is something we need to be doing in our schools. What we don't need to be doing is prosecuting children for making mistakes or using bad judgment. That's what kids do. And that's the very short version of what I have to say. You have packets, or you should anyway,